Welcome back to Cape Critiquers, everybody. Today we are talking about the Trial of the Incredible Hulk from 1989.
Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno.
Yep. So right off the bat, I noticed that they just kept calling him fucking David Belser the whole time.
Because, the whole premise of the show was that he just walked from town to town, city to city, and always had a made-up name. Because he was a man on the lam. Because he was really accused of a murder. Mm-hmm. As I remember in the beginnings of the thing. So he assumed his own death, and off he went.
So even on his tombstone, though, it's David Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Yeah,
that
was just a little bit.
Yeah.
I searched it up.
Yeah.
The studio thought that he would sound too gay if his name was Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what you're talking the 80s. So.
Yeah. Not maybe a little earlier, right? When did the show?
The show was in the 80s.
78 to 82.
Yeah, it was late 70s.
78?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, just
a
different time.
I watched this show religiously. I actually loved this show as a kid.
I mean, if it's anything like this movie, it's a pretty decent show, especially for the time.
And they would never admit that.
Yeah.
No. They only admitted that recently because comic book fans, of course, were saying, but we always thought it was Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
Where did David come from?
Yeah.
And that was kind of they gave whatever bullshit excuse.
It's just so...
Yeah, I know.
It is what it is, but it's just like, okay.
But I grew up with that David Bruce Banner being, I mean, I knew Bruce Banner. It was
from the comics.
But from the TV show, I mean, I grew up sort of with this, with Bill Bixby was...
Does he ever call himself Bruce at all, or is it only on the tombstone?
Never.
No.
He was always a mild-mannered guy, intelligent.
He was always the kind of actor that you wished was your next-door neighbor. Yeah. He always had that very pleasantness about him. And, and then Lou Ferrigno came along and actually found the perfect acting role for him.
Lou Ferrigno is fucking huge.
Oh, yeah.
He's I don't know if he's 6'4" or 6'6", but the difference between him and Schwarzenegger was the bodybuilder. So Schwarzenegger had all the cuts and big man too, but Ferrigno was a power lifter.
Yeah.
So he was there to lift the 500-600 pounds. And of course, like you said, he just looked like a big brick wall.
It's just actually insane to look that way.
But it's just so funny because after this and years later comes a comedy show, a sitcom comes, and Lou Ferrigno plays a neighbor on
you want to hold on.
Looking back on this though, it's just so 70s, 80s, 90s style television. It's just,
absolutely.
It's just amazing.
Honestly, for the most part, I found it all pretty straightforward and easy to watch.
Yeah.
And there's times when it's like, oh, this is actually pretty good, and then I was saying to Jack, there's times where it's unintentionally the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. Just the whole... There's a dream sequence in this where he's just tearing up this fucking courtroom.
Well, see, the name of the show is The Trial of the Hulk, but how are you going to put the Hulk on trial for real? It had to be a dream sequence.
Yeah.
But they advertised this whole thing of him turning into the Hulk. I remember this being advertised. I didn't watch this show when it came out, but I remember it because I was a big fan of the original show. But then 89, I sort of aged out of that, I guess, that type of TV. And I watched this, just put me right back to the Incredible Hulk television show.
Yeah.
I watched the series, and like you
I
said, you're talking 78 to 82, so I was 16, 17 years old. Again, it's corny in its own way, and they're limited to what special effects they could use, most of the practical stuff.
Yeah. I thought Hulk fucking throwing people around looked great.
Yeah, that was marvelous. A lot of the stuff that he breaks, you could see almost that it's not real wood.
It's styrofoam.
It's
you can see.
But hey, it worked for me back then.
I honestly thought it looked good, even when he busts out of the jail, that whole those.
Well, the way they did that sequence
when
you heard the sound and then they show the broken wall or the twisted bars or what have you, I thought they did that pretty well in there.
For me, it was interesting because at first, the first time I saw him Hulk out, I was like, "Oh, this is hilarious! What the fuck is this?" Because I'm so used to the our Hulk, our generational Hulk. But then I started thinking, well, what if I was a kid back in the 80s and I was seeing this? I started thinking about it a little bit more, and holy shit, it was actually awesome.
That was pretty
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd even say they nailed getting the shots of the shirt ripping and the shoes expanding and
the eyes turning was cool.
I think this is Eric Bana like said this is like a major reason he wanted to play Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I mean,
I
could
thought
see
he
it.
did a good job as the Hulk. That was just an oddly directed version of that
I don't
story.
remember anything from that
Yeah.
other than fucking wolves that get progressively bigger.
This
Hulk
one
wolves.
is
Yeah.
directed
Nick
by
Nolte's.
the Asian director.
Yeah, the guy who did Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
Ang
Yeah.
Lee. Yeah. Yeah. I really like the transition from like in the dream sequence when it turns to Matt like fucking hammering.
Mm-hmm.
You must do this or whatever.
Yeah.
To
Just
the,
answer the question.
yeah.
Just
To-
answer the question.
The like lawyer
Mhm.
or whatever in court. I don't know. Just an interesting cut there.
Another one, you said it, but it's another one just shot really well.
Yeah. Where like I just was not focusing on the story at all. You know, I have like 4 fucking notes here.
I mean, the story probably isn't too far off of like a 70s to 80s Daredevil and Hulk.
Yeah, this was like
Yeah.
Yeah.
a 2-shot comic
Yeah.
probably. But I sent you one where it's just Kingpin like sitting like that, and he has his fucking mirror glasses, and you can just see the reflection of the screens.
I wonder why they went with the dwarf Kingpin.
I didn't even really notice that. I was just more so interested that he was like a man in the chair.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
What
Type
you're
of
saying,
figure.
the actor to play
Yeah,
him?
yeah.
Well, he's not like a dwarf in real life.
No. But, no.
I just had to clarify.
But why they didn't go with
He's-
the big
Yeah.
Kingpin?
See, you
'Cause,
guys know him better from that. I know him as Salih from
Indy.
Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I thought he was actually pretty good in this. He's like
he
definitely
was
like,
actually pretty good in it.
his
He's a good actor.
his motivation is kind of funny when
Yeah.
you just think that he's like, if I fucking show people I've beat up Daredevil, they'll give me a big company.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
But he
okay.
actually played like a true, like eccentric Kingpin.
He
I
was
thought he did
pretty good.
well.
Yeah, he was definitely like the cool Kingpin.
Yeah.
but-
I don't know. Like he was just the guy in the chair for me.
The guy.
That's how I felt.
Like
too.
he literally was in the chair
Mm.
telling the guys exactly what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
kind of like not a bad Kingpin though.
I
He was
don't.
super
It's
devious as well.
interesting to do that,
Mhm.
but I don't know. It's weird.
It's like he's looking at the screen. He's like, "How nice." And I was like, "What are you gonna do for the rest of your life? 24 hours?"
Also, the fucking one part,
It's fucking like so funny.
the one part where he's like, "I want a big screen right here."
So he got the essence of the Kingpin
Yeah.
Yeah,
without the physical attributes of
Yes.
the comic book Kingpin.
yeah.
he is kind of big.
Yeah, I didn't honestly notice that.
Yeah.
With the hair slicked back 80s style.
It's
Yeah.
like something
the
about the
beard.
beard really threw me off about
Same.
Kingpin, and it's like the Oakley glasses.
Yeah,
but-
the glasses are weird,
Well,
but like they work
glasses
for the
were
shot.
big back, but they were big back. That was
Yeah.
like cool glasses back
Mm-hmm.
then, you know. So you have to remember, it sort of did age, you know.
It's funny when we do this.
We
like,
remember it
lived
first
through
running.
it.
We lived through it. Exactly.
This is like kind of pre.
yeah.
I do think the glasses like made for cool looking shots, but it's just like funny to think about.
Yeah.
You have to remember, like, going back to the TV show itself, towards the end of it, like, the Hulk had interactions, I think, with Sasquatch. Was it him?
Oh,
with
I don't
Sa-
know.
Or was it
I
the
don't
$6 million
really remember.
man?
The
with
$6 million
Sasquatch?
man
Yeah,
did
I remember
did
that. But,
Bigfoot,
like, they did some weird things you
Yeah.
know, in this show.
and he interacted with Thor. I know that.
Yeah, that's right.
and-
Thor, he had an interaction with Thor on this show.
The comic where Hulk meets Wolverine, isn't that Sasquatch or
The
Yeti or
Wendigo.
That was the Yeti.
Wendigo.
The,
Yeah.
It's the Wendigo.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's right up there.
But like, it's not fucking Native American lore accurate Wendigo at all.
Wendigo.
It's just
Yeah, it's
actually
just like
that
the
like that.
big monster.
Yeah, it just is a Sasquatch. Pretty
Yeah.
much. Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Sasquatch.
He's pretty supernatural.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
comics.
it doesn't look like
Oh no,
a Wendigo
oh,
at all.
no,
It doesn't
no,
fucking have
absolutely not.
horns or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Fucking furry monster.
Yeah. Well, he's like also like a relatively big Wolverine villain now.
Yeah.
One of like
Well, I
Wolverine's
think, like-
rogues, honestly.
There's like a female Wendigo or like Wendigo researcher that he's like a love interest.
And then like she becomes the Wendigo in front of him, and she,
Yeah.
yeah, I kind of like vaguely know what you're
Yeah.
talking. Anyway,
I thought the Daredevil action was pretty good.
yeah,
Mhm.
I did too, and like actually kind of good way of showing his powers. I thought a little bit overdone, but like in
It's
theory,
interesting, I
kind of
guess.
cool.
Cause like I mean, like how well Steve showed sonar in the fucking
Yeah.
90s or whatever,
Mhm.
80s
Right.
even.
Yeah, even just the idea
Like,
of
Actual fucking sonar.
luring him into this place and then just like blaring this fucking sound
Yeah.
into his ears. And,
But
like,
they didn't know that he was blind. They didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, that was weird.
that
I mean,
was
like,
weird.
you know?
Yeah.
I guess he is always like, oh, that's fucking that gun's too loud to me. Or that knife. So,
Yeah.
like, it's not, it can't be the least
That
obvious thing.
I don't like the sound of your knife.
Yeah.
Just fucking just yelling at Turk.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that they had Turk in it.
And he's not black,
Yeah.
because he is in the comics.
It just probably
Like
is one of those
since the
things
60s,
where
I
it's
think.
like, this is a character we don't even give a fuck about.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Well,
who we
did they make
cast.
him Turkish?
No, that he really wasn't notable in any way.
He looked more Irish.
I don't know. Fucking the scene where Kingpin like has the glasses full of
Oh my
diamonds
God.
instead of champagne.
Mhm.
And they're just like fucking. You can just see like for like 10 seconds, just a guy like pouring the
Yeah.
diamonds
Pouring
into his pocket.
I was thinking like, that's gonna fucking fall out and go everywhere.
Just a fucking like. I guess this is what I'm doing during the scene
Yeah,
because nobody else did it.
it's just he just kept fucking like pouring them in.
Fucking Fisk escaping on a Fantastic Car.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that was like the fucking last thing I expected to happen.
And it just took off so slowly.
And then like the Daredevil's like right in front of it, and he's just like, "You're gonna pay." She's like,
Is this like the last thing in the Incredible Hulk show universe?
Yeah,
Because like
I
it
think it
just
is.
Probably. Yeah.
it ends
think
with
it is.
fucking Fisk escaping.
Yeah.
they should have made a Daredevil show. I like feel like that would have done well back then.
Yeah, probably. I mean, like most
When
comics
was
probably would.
when was the Captain America movie that we watched?
1990.
Yeah.
So this is
This
a
was right
year
after.
after.
I
this.
still
This
say
isn't that isn't the first Captain America movie, by the way.
Yeah, that's
There
what
was
I'm
like an
thinking.
80s TV movie because they
Was
were trying
there?
to do the same thing.
Yeah.
2 of them actually.
I don't feel good. Could you pull over?
Twice.
Yeah, I still can't believe that. The fact that that came out a year after this, and like this is just so much better.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Look,
I'll
in
rewatch
comparison-
Captain America before this
Really?
for
Honestly,
sure. It's just fucking like I'll
Yeah.
get more laughter out of it. Fucking
there is like funny sequences in this, just like insane fucking shit that happens.
nothing will beat Captain America's transformation sequence.
Yeah.
When it's
Well,
90 shots in 2 seconds.
I was kind of getting like that during the part when he like first transforms into the Hulk on the train, and just like this woman fucking punches like the guy's arm, and then he just shoots a fucking random old person out of the train, and then like the doors blow off because he punches the guy halfway across the fucking subway. It's insane.
I did like the camp elements of this, I guess, but also just like you just got this fucking guy like who's about to rape that woman, I guess. Just fucking like, why would Kingpin ever hire him? Type thing.
That guy, and then like he was just like
just
still
a
a part of
psycho.
the team.
Yeah.
And then like went to do it again, and then just like fucking Germa that was there that was just like, sometimes I do good.
Yeah.
And he goes to like hit fucking the Hulk, but not like David, not Bruce Banner, over the head with a pot, and then just bashes the guy instead. I don't even fucking know what that whole thing was about.
Yeah. The redemption arc from the assistant was weird.
And then he just went with him in the end anyway.
Yeah.
They don't
Wait,
show-
did he?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was flying the car.
What
I
they-
almost like
what
thought
they don't tell you is that he crashed it on purpose.
the
killing
first
both.
time we saw the assistant guy, it was almost like fucking implied that they were like gay lovers. Cause like,
God.
hey, yeah, go into the bedroom or whatever.
Or
I don't
he
know.
was like, "Are you sleeping 7 hours a night?"
Yeah. I don't know. It
Yeah,
was
that
weird.
Yeah.
Like something about sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Like fucking go to bed or whatever. I don't know.
I think he wanted him to rest so that he would be well rested. so he
It's
could
just funny that they all
ensure
live in the same
success.
building, I guess.
Yeah. And then like something weird at the end when they're like, "Yeah, the building's shorter." It's like
Yeah.
the voltage box.
No,
I don't
the
know.
thing that the car was in.
Yeah, but it
The
was like a
walls came
fake
down.
voltage box.
No, it was a big part. It looked like a part of a building.
But it said like high voltage. Yeah. It almost looked like electrical shit was going on in there. I don't know. That was weird to me too. That you would even like really.
The
miss
hotel used to have the greatest view in the city. Then the
Yeah.
skyscraper
That
went up.
fucking rundown hotel that he's still paying for. Slept in it once. Maybe. Not even. Didn't even sleep there, honestly.
Yeah, you might be right.
Used to have the greatest view in the city.
The one thing that I always wondered about him, though, is like this is a guy who has a small bag on his back, no money except for what he's making, I think, and he's tearing out of his clothes at least twice in an episode.
Mm-hmm.
Where's he getting all these new clothes, these brand new sneakers and everything else?
I'm still lost at the beginning why that random guy threw him into the mud.
He was just picking on him.
Yeah, I didn't get that scene either.
And then he was
kept
gonna-
like throwing him down.
He's gonna bash him with a shovel and then, come on! And then just
No.
walked away. And that was that. And that was enough for him to be like, I'm not staying here. I'm going to the city.
Yeah, weird. I don't know why he would go to the city because that's like dangerous.
Yeah,
like,
that's even
admittedly, he
more.
was like, I can't fucking be near people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's even worse.
So let's go to a place where they're compacted into a small concrete area.
And where people can be assholes to you constantly.
Yeah.
And get me angry.
Does he ever
You
like
wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
in the
Make me
show?
green.
Does he ever like go to like just the wilderness to live? Like, has he ever tried that? Because I'm pretty sure that's like a thing in the comics.
Not that I remember.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Not that I remember.
'Cause I think that's when he meets the Wendigo. Is like he's in Alaska or some shit. Maybe not
Yeah.
Alaska,
Yeah,
but
Canada.
yeah,
It's Wolverine.
yeah, of course.
You know, at the end of this, they almost made it look like a cliffhanger, like he was going to come back. Because now I'm a doctor, I still have it.
I have a brother.
I have a
Yeah,
brother
I have
in
a
the
brother
world.
now. But, and then it just, I guess it didn't have such great ratings, and
It
they
is
weren't going to come up with a
Actually,
sequel to it.
interesting that they made the connection between like Matt's like radiation
Yeah.
accident.
Yeah.
Even though like I think that's retconned in the comics,
Hmm.
but still.
I actually didn't like that he got he got his powers from Bruce Banner's toxic waste.
Well, I don't think it was the same
Yeah.
toxic waste.
Fucking when he like checks out his eyes and he's just like immediately,
Yeah,
nah, you're
nah,
blind
yeah,
forever.
yeah, I thought that was
Yeah,
funny.
no, you
Okay.
it's not coming back.
So will I be able to see it? No.
No.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like
I'm a doctor. Just like, okay.
also like I don't think he's not like a medical doctor.
No, he's like a fucking...
Yeah, he has like a doctorate in
Experiments.
fucking nuclear
Well, he's a
physics and
research
9
scientist.
other things.
Yeah. For gamma radiation.
Yeah. Blind forever.
When he
Anything else
turns into the
funny?
Hulk, his beard goes away.
I don't know. I did not put down a favorite, least favorite.
Yeah, I think you gotta, especially when the series was running, late 70s, early 80s, most of the stuff people were watching on TV had very little to do with making sure there was quality story.
Yeah.
It was, what can we put on the screen to keep people's attention? And
Mhm.
it worked 90% of the time
Yeah.
just to keep people interested. Story-wise, like, you could always look back and go, oh, fucking horrible story.
Yeah.
But back then, entertainment was entertainment.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like it was kind of just like fine.
Right.
Like
Which is,
this one.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I haven't seen every episode of the show.
yeah, and you're going to find stinkers.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
on
yeah.
everything,
There's probably
you know.
one where it's like he's got to fight like a fucking gargoyle
Yeah.
man or something. and it
There's just
sucks.
problems everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
He just never has
Yeah.
a good day.
But like even like you said, like the idea of just being like the trial of the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah,
Like back
right.
then, like, fucking watch it.
Right. Exactly. Nothing
So-
to do on whatever Friday night or
Yeah.
whenever they showed it.
Exactly.
TV was interesting.
Yeah.
And like I said, you had Bill Bixby, who was like a fan favorite. Always had that essence about him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
And
the whole
Ferrigno, big man.
Oh yeah.
Big man. Let's see what he could destroy this week.
Yeah, an actual giant human. And then I thought, I think it's Rex Smith. Great as like Matt Murdock Daredevil.
Mhm. Yeah, I thought he
Weird
did
that
an
like
okay
they
job.
wouldn't just name the like assistants fucking Foggy and Karen.
Yeah, no, I have no idea if like they're supposed to be anybody because
Mhm.
they were like pretty hyper specific about the guy being like a former like a war veteran.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I also had a question. When Matt Murdock gets out of his apartment and he's walking to the cab, how did they do this? I don't know if they do this in like real life.
You sound like the cab driver helped them. to
Yeah,
the
like
car.
grabbed them and then just basically walked them to the.
Well,
Is
it
that-
almost seemed like they had some type of agreement, like an arrangement or something,
okay.
where he picked them up every day. So maybe that was part of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they still do that
Yeah.
nowadays. When like my disabled people call for Accessoride or something.
Yeah.
They'll pull up, get out, and make sure they
I mean,
Nowadays, most of them are rotten.
rock it up. If you can't get in, fuck you, pay me anyway.
Also, did you guys catch the Stan Lee cameo?
I
yeah,
did.
see,
Yeah,
it was in the courtroom,
In the
right?
courtroom.
Yeah.
That was cool.
God, he was young.
Yeah, he looked good.
I don't know. I watched this at 4x speed.
You missed the jury.
Oh, just like speaking of the jury, like this guy just fucking watched the courtroom officer get launched across the room, and then takes it upon himself to just fucking launch a chair at the Hulk and miss
Exactly.
completely.
Totally.
And then it's just like, it's just like, what the fuck are we doing? Just
And
fucking-
funny, like
oh my
But
god,
how many times have Lou Ferrigno?
that's like 90% of the paycheck.
But the
right
thing
there.
is, like, this is all just a dream. Like,
that
this
was
is
a
what
dream,
he's
exactly.
putting into his own dream.
that's a good point.
Fucking getting, like, sprayed.
Yeah,
Big
pepper
pepper spray.
spray. Fucking, actually, yeah. Like this, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad watch at all.
I enjoyed it.
And like I said,
Surprisingly.
I probably watched a semi-bad Daredevil show with this guy. Do we have a favorites and least favorite scenes?
I don't know. Not really.
My favorite's probably the courtroom, or honestly, like the jewelry heist. I thought was really well sequenced.
That was done well. Yes.
That was interesting.
And that's when you got the first thing of the man in the chair.
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know, and
The
they actually did that pretty well, though.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's just also just interesting, like the tech they used, just fucking like speaker phones. Or I
It's
don't know.
fucking better heist than we got in Born Again.
Least favorite scene is definitely that car taking off at the end. It was just going so slow. I wanted to push it.
Yeah. I think I was just too like bewildered to even.
And then it's just driving through the city.
What about when like Daredevil's like talking about his relationship with the sheriff or whatever, and it's just like such a funny scene in a meeting, and he's just like, I don't know, like it's weird.
Yeah. I watched that and I was like, okay, so that's how he remembered it going because you can't see. Like,
Oh, boy.
yeah, like he just knew in that moment.
Yeah.
He didn't fucking think he was getting mugged. He knew that he called out a man to become the Daredevil. So forget it. I mean, like, what? It's gonna be one of the 15
Also,
people.
insane fucking thing for a sheriff to say.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fucking inciting. Just like a vigilante, essentially. But like even when I don't, I guess, think about that part of it too much, the underground corruption elements of this were actually like pretty interesting and done well. Like Kingpin has the doctors, he's got just everybody kind of in the palm of his hand.
The doctor
Yeah.
going in with the needle, the whole thing. And then he comes out just behind the curtain in the room.
That's another moment for me that was close to Cap, where he just fucking pushes this woman into something and just blows up with electricity. It's like, whoa.
And was she just trying to insert an air bubble, I guess?
I don't, she was,
poison her
there
or
was
something.
nothing
I
in
thought
that.
she was going to put something in her neck
There was nothing in
I
the
think-
syringe.
yeah,
I
there
think
was
it was
just
just
air.
supposed to be an air bubble.
that will kill you.
Yeah.
She tried to kill me, and he saved me. Daredevil.
Yeah, this,
Like-
the other doctor or whatever he was. Yeah, up
Got
to the
kicked
window.
across the fucking room
Daredevil.
too. His suit looked good. Daredevil suit. It's the black suit.
Lycra.
I don't think it's like ever used in the comics.
I mean, it's the black suit. Like not.
I don't
it's
think
the
he's
homemade
used.
black suit.
I mean, like I think that's literally only a thing from the shows.
Black, yellow, and red. But
It's like the one from the Daredevil, the Netflix show, and like he has the thing tied around his head.
yeah.
We have him right here. You can open him up.
Come on, look what one he's wearing.
Well. he does
Anyways,
wear
moving
that.
on. I don't know. It's almost just kind of like a weird Black Panther suit to me.
I thought he just went to a Party City and just
Yeah.
bought one of those like fully colored
Yeah.
suits
Yeah.
and just got a like one of those nightcap things that you put on. A black version just did that, and that's it.
It's pretty much what it is.
That's exactly
yeah.
what they did.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was cool.
It worked.
It
Hey,
worked.
We
It
have to
worked
stay
every
within
time.
budget.
Yeah. What are we gonna rate this one?
I don't know. It's 4, 3.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah, just
For what it is, I'll give it a 5. I mean,
like the cinematography
I'm
was fine, but
honestly
it's not
going
as good
with
as
like a
Mystery Men.
6. I was even maybe thinking like 6.5, but I'm pretty content with a 6.
Also, like I feel like most of why I like the cinematography is just because like it's a thinner aspect ratio, so like you got to fit more on screen. I guess just makes it you got to think about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like for the most part it was well sequenced and pretty straightforward as far as what it was trying to do. I mean, obviously there's some like corny and just silly elements, but we're also talking about a man that turns into a big green fucking monster. So
And 36 years ago.
yeah,
yeah.
Right? So,
I
yeah.
don't know. Thought it was pretty good.
6.
7. I'll give it a 7.
Okay, nice.
I enjoyed it.
I'm just in the 5 area myself, but that's okay.
Yeah,
You know, but it was television back then. You
Right.
know?
I think like Jack said, you're gonna get more entertainment on a rewatch out of like a Cap 1990. But as far as like really trying to make something, I feel like this one is closer to being an actual movie. That was our review of the Trial of the Incredible Hulk. Next week on Cape Critiquers, we have Superman and the Mole Men from 1951.
Nice. That's before my time.
Yeah.
You believe a man can fly, maybe.
And also, happy birthday, AJ.
Yay! Let's do the birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. AJ. And happy Father's Day out there, too. For all the dads.
I don't know. Like I was gonna make that joke too.
No, Pez. Pez is the
Tell you who's
best.
trying to steal this.
Pez is the
Nice.
best. It's a good
Spider
Pez.
Pez.
Yeah, it's a good one.
A Pez bottle.
We got a Spider-Man in here if I know which
Is it
one.
a lucky thing?
I think you want to...
You open it.
It's a mystery.
Well, I got to open a lot of things.
Just
here.
fucking open it later.
Yeah, open it later. Don't
We
worry.
got to open it for the podcast.
Aw.
Open it.
There's 3 of them in here.
3 mysteries.
3 mystery spider people.
John
Ah!
Spider.
All 3 are the same.
Fucking.
I really hope.
Which is
not.
possible.
I really hope.
Can you help me here?
Is that all?
Oh, that's a good looking shirt. I see what that is.
I was
That's
thinking
fantastic.
we do got to get all of these for
No,
us.
it's super.
That's the new one.
Yeah.
You like
Oh,
it?
yeah, I
This
do
is
like
nice.
it. I really do.
That's the
I'm
new
gonna wear it
Wes.
to the movie.
Very
That's
strange.
That's a good shirt.
Get super AJ.
Make sure it fits. If not, we get you the size.
I'll make it.
I'll make it fit. I wouldn't want you hulking out.
Just make it into a crop top.
The crop.
Ooh, I don't know what that one is.
Now I got 2 shirts.
Oh,
for
look
2
at that.
movies.
Nice.
We set you up for July.
Nice.
Nice.
Now this one's fantastic.
Oh.
You guys, these are perfect. And they got cards in here, but I'll read those not on camera.
We
Thank you,
opened
guys.
the boxes.
You want to open the mystery box?
Ooh.
Turning green.
That is like a weird fucking way to show that, by the way.
Huh?
Didn't comment on that, but just like a weird eye thing that goes on with him.
Yeah. I mean, I guess how else are you gonna spout?
I know, like it's cheap way. It's
Yeah,
funny
probably
that like
is
that would
shit.
happen, and then like he doesn't look like that.
And also,
I
like
hope
his bunkmate tried to fucking stab him, and then never tried again.
That was a cool. That was another cool like scene.
Yeah.
Him.
And then like the sergeant guy took him in there, and then left before he made sure he got back to his cell.